Hi, I'm Sheila Heelan and welcome to the Happiness Series. Hi, I'm Sheila Heelan and welcome to Happiness Series. Today I am making an old family recipe, or what I thought was an old family recipe, but stay tuned for my blog on Friday because there's a funny little story behind this Irish spaghetti sauce that I'm about to show you. This is one of my family's favorite dishes, and since the weather was turning, we thought we'd throw it up so you guys can enjoy it as well. So we start out with a pound of ground beef. I prefer grass-fed, but whatever you want is fine. And then 1 large onion. Now I like to saute the onion with the meat to open everything up for extra flavor. And then you add 1 large can of whole peeled tomatoes that I cut up. Now, the diced tomatoes, for some reason, change the flavor of it, so you really need the whole peeled tomatoes. And then 2 cans of tomato sauce, and I'll put the recipe up on my blog as well. And then for the tomato paste, my sister Alice taught me this great little trick. You use a can opener on both ends, and you just push it right through. Isn't that great? And then you don't have to sit there and mess with it. So we'll just push this one through. So 2 cans of the tomato paste. Stir this up. Then we have 6 ingredients. Now the recipe calls for a tablespoon of each of the first 5. But the first one is salt, and I don't like to use that much salt, so I just take a bunch of it away and just use that. But you can do the salt to taste. And then the sugar as well is supposed to be a tablespoon, but I use way less than that. It does help cut the acid in with the tomatoes. And then the next one is basil, and I kind of overflow a heaping tablespoon of basil, and then a level tablespoon of oregano, and then dust it with a little bit of pepper. And then the secret to this is a level 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. And then you just stir it up. The great thing about this sauce is it doesn't take that long to make. Now, as you'll notice, it's a bit chunky. So if you have kids or a picky eater, what my mom used to do is she would take the can of whole peeled tomatoes, chop up the onion with a 1/4 cup of water, and blend it up in the blender, and then add it to the ground beef. And none of us knew there was any onions in it. We just knew it tasted great, and we loved it. So we just let this cook. I say you have to cook it a minimum of a ½ hour to an hour, whatever time you have, and of course it's always best the next day. So you of course can put it on pasta, but what my mom used to do that I do now that I love is I mix up spinach and arugula, because the arugula pepper flavor is really good, and then I just put it on top of there, and I get to enjoy my spaghetti sauce without having the pasta, because I really don't eat pasta. And to be honest with you, when you have the spaghetti sauce with the greens, it is more filling and you don't feel as bloated afterwards. So please check out my blog on Friday, because it's a cute little story about this sauce, and it'll have the whole recipe. And as always, thanks so much for being with us, and enjoy.